Oh, that video just ends like that? That's great. Welcome back, everyone. I guess I've never let that video run all the way through, but welcome back to Founders Live. We're excited to be back. It is March. Welcome to 2021. It's our first time here. I know we have been not the best at making these events regular. I'm doing my best, I promise. I also have a startup to run and lots of other stuff to do as well, but I am excited for you to all be back. We do have Founders Live events scheduled once a quarter for the rest of the year. So I will give you a chance to participate and learn more. If you are out there watching on the YouTube live stream, then you can leave comments, and guess what? They can show up on screen just like that. Isn't that cool? Welcome back. Let me bring our presentation up so that we can actually start to make our way through this event. We've got 5 great startups here tonight, and so I'm really excited for you to have a chance to meet all of them. You're going to hear their 99-second pitches, and we'll go through it. So first, let me tell you a little bit about Founders Live. So Founders Live is a community. It created really ultimately, I think, to inspire, educate, and bring entrepreneurs together. One of the things that Nick Hughes, the original founder and creator of thank you, Founders Live showed us and taught us was really that there are ecosystems, startup ecosystems everywhere that have tons of value, tons to offer. But the problem is that we can't always see each other. Right. And so there are Founders Live events all over the world that give these local communities a chance to connect. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention totally. But hey, I'm gregarious. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've bootstrapped a number of companies to revenue. I'm doing like my Clubhouse voice now. But yeah, I've been around. I moved to Denver a couple of years ago. It's been an honor and pleasure to be part of this community. If you need to reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at gregarious. If you need to email me, feel free to just shoot an email to Gregarious at Foundercraft. We'd love to have more help, more collaborators, whatever it may be in the process. So like I was mentioning before, though, Founders Live is a global network of local communities all connected. And our goal ultimately is to create a community in a place where founders and entrepreneurs can connect to each other, learn about the process of becoming a founder, scale through actually being a founder, right? And then hopefully meet other people in their local communities as well. We do not so much monthly events. COVID, I promise. Sorry, it's hard. But what we are trying to do is become a media platform for entrepreneurs. It's a place to see, learn, and experience what other people are doing, creating, and hear and ask questions as well. We are all over. I think we're in like 60 plus different cities right now. So it's really, this is actually an updated old graphic, but yeah, we're like all over the world now, like many different countries. If you're not in Denver, you can obviously now, because we're virtual, you can tune into almost any Founders Live in any city that you find interesting. So feel free to tune into more of them. And we do live stream now. We exclusively live stream Founders Live. It used to be an in-person event. I'm hoping that we will get back to in-person events because I like drinking cocktails with all of you. But I don't think we're going to get to do that anytime soon. So let's just talk about what we value here at Founders Live and what we expect and hope for all of us in the community. So number 1, be authentic. Look, you're a founder. Shit's probably broken. We know that. So don't pretend everything's perfect. You don't need to pretend it's perfect. We get it. Be your authentic self. You don't need to pitch us hard. We're all willing to listen. We wouldn't be here otherwise, right? Like we're here because we care and support other founders. So please don't worry. Be yourself. Be authentic. We prefer stories, right? Like here's the thing. I will tell you now that the best way to be a great salesperson is to tell stories, right? It is not to memorize lines. It's not to memorize stats. It's to have a really compelling story. People love stories, right? Like they will listen to a story. So use that same mentality when we talk and engage with each other here. The third thing is sort of open the door, but do nice things for people without expecting anything in return. I give away tons of my time. Why? Because I care about other founders and I want to see them be successful. That comes back to me in dividends because I learn something every time I talk to another founder. And I think that will happen for you as well. And I hope you'll do the same. And lastly, we don't do name tags. So meet people, right? Like we're going to have a little after party thing like later tonight. And you can come and actually talk and engage with these folks that are all here. So I look forward to seeing you there as well. Okay. So we've got lots of amazing sponsors. There's tons of people out there who've made Founders Live possible, so from local sponsors, all from Now CFO, all the way up to really, really large sponsors like AWS. Now, what's in it for all of these brave souls who are going to get up tonight and actually pitch? Well, all of them are going to win $5,000 thanks to our amazing sponsor, AWS. Now, I hope you're all building technology companies to take advantage of Amazon credits. If not, they make a great pillow stuffer. But the winner is going to win $10,000, right? So they get twice as much because they did twice as good a job. No, not really, but hey, they tried. But someone is going to be the winner, and that person is going to get an extra $5,000 tonight. So I'm going to jump into pitches in a second. But what I wanted to do, actually, since we have a little time, I'm going to bring all of our entrepreneurs up, except for Olivia, who's not sitting down at her desk right now. Just for us to, there she goes. Just for everyone to say hello before we jump right into it, because what's the point of all being in a live stream if we can't all say hi for a second? And while we do that, I'm going to go notify a bunch of people that we're here. So everyone, say hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Who's going to win tonight? Any thoughts?
I am.
I love it. Somebody's got to be brave enough to say they're going to win, right? Otherwise, what's the point?
Right.
Now, here's an amazing thing is that all of our friends tonight actually participated recently in the Founder Institute. Was this the first batch or the second batch?
Of what?
Of FI.
Oh, FI has been running in Denver for quite a while. I think they had a hiatus for a couple of years, and we were the first cohort to come when they came back.
In the new version of it. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A reboot.
That you're the reboot. That's right. All right. Well, that's good to know. It's a great program. I have lots of friends there. I've been a mentor for FI for a long time, and I think it's if you're starting out and trying to figure out how to enter the entrepreneurship space, it's a great opportunity. So now all of you say bye-bye because you're about to go away again.
Bye-bye.
Right. All righty. So let's get back into it now. We're going to do our pitches now. And so let me explain to you how these pitches work, right? So Founders Live has a very innovative format. It's going to be 99 seconds of pitching, right? So you're going to have 99 seconds for this startup to tell you everything that they do, everything they've been dreaming about, everything they've been working on for 6 months, a year, all the nights that they haven't slept, and they only get 99 seconds. It's really, really hard, but I know you're going to all be supportive. After that, the audience, you will get 4 minutes to ask questions. Now, the audience means that all of those people who I see these awesome comments coming in, right? Oh, look at this. Go Dining Tech already. We've got, that's another, it's a little bit like high school because you get your friends to come and everyone cheers you on. So I like that part, by the way, right? But what happens is people will come here. Hey, Nick, what's up? Folks will come and leave your questions over in the comments section on YouTube, and then we'll bring them up and ask them over here. Okay. So if you have a question, make sure you're tuned in, right? Well, I guess if you can hear me, you're tuned in. So watch the YouTube, right? And then leave questions. Don't wait till the end. If you have questions, you can throw them in as soon as you start to come to mind. And what will happen is if I find a good one in that 4 minute window, I'll bring it up so people can I'll ask the question of that founder and hopefully they'll get an answer. You can use the comments to keep saying whatever you need to say. So there you go. All right, great. So that's how it works. And now we're going to jump. It was you, Nick. So here we go. We're going to go to Maria first, our first founder, and she's going to be here to talk to us tonight about Better Brew. So Maria, when you're ready, I will start the clock, and then you will tell me when you want me to advance.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Okay, so hi, my name is Maria Navas. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Better Brew. We are doing a quality monitoring solution that combines hardware and software to help brewers deliver that amazing, perfect beer every single time. Next. So what happens is that brewers don't really know what is going on during their fermentation, and it's crazy. They do control for things like temperature and pressure, but they don't really know what is going on in terms of the flavor of the beer. And so this results in bad batches that need to be discarded, inefficient production, and innovation that is way too slow. Next. So by helping them collect the data related to the flavor, we help them save money and we help them produce more beer and innovate faster. Next. And this is how it works. We put an optical probe. So we take lasers and we put them inside the tanks. We collect data that we then send to the cloud to be analyzed. And our secret sauce really is in that software, in that algorithm. We are able to connect what the flavor should be to those and then give that information to the to the brewers. So thank you.
I'm sorry, this is a total freaking fail. I made the animated GIF of the clock, but it only goes by it only counts down for 4 seconds.
Oh. So can I keep going?
Just keep going. I have a different.
Oh my gosh, I was like going through that so quickly. So yes, so you can think of Better Brew as an artificial palate that helps connect what the brewmaster and the tasters want in that beer to what is going on in the production. Next. Whoops. So this is how we make money. Think of it as the cell phone model. We charge our customers based on a monthly fee, depending on how much beer they want to produce, and based on our projections and our goal of 200 breweries by 2024, we project a $5 million revenue. And then next, and this is who we are. A bunch of nerds that love beer. And next. And if you know a brewer, please let us know. I would love to go grab a beer with any of you. And thank you so much for your attention.
All right. I sincerely apologize because it's my first time using technology. I swear. So we've got some questions. Allison is asking, how can the audience help you? Oh, well, that's good, actually. Let me first see, are there any other questions that we have? If you have a question right now, I'm going to give you a few seconds because sometimes it lags to ask it, to let it percolate in the comment section. So please drop your comments your question in the comment section, sorry. But Maria, let me ask you a question. Are you trying to, let me start my timer here, sorry. I promise the timer's going to work this time. Are you planning to raise like money, venture money, or anything like that?
Yeah. So we are planning on it right now. We are focusing on grants from the government because it's such a cutting edge technology. We need to do some development still with the product itself. But eventually, yes, we need the money to be able to scale quickly because of the hardware aspect of things. Yeah.
Okay. Great. We have a couple other questions, so I'm gonna bring that up right here.
Yeah. So how can laser gauge flavor? So light interacts with the molecules in the beer, and that interaction is very specific. And so we collect information, and I think this answers the next question about what key metrics we can measure. And so we can measure the concentration of molecules like ethanol, for example. So we can measure the amount of alcohol that there is in the beer, or the different sugars, and we can be really, really specific about that.
Ah, interesting. So let me go back to my original question, I guess. The only feedback I have is that I think 5 million in ARR in 3 years seems low, right?
Okay.
And so I'm curious, like how many brewers are there? Like, are you being like very conservative sort of in those numbers, or?
Yeah, I think so. And we are, as I mentioned, we are being conservative because there is some development that still needs to be done. And that's why we are going to be in the next year or so heavily relying on grant funding opportunities. Yeah, right now.
So that year is like really still product development before you can actually sell it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 years,
prototypes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we have prototypes, and we are now inside breweries, but we need to collect data. So we have that, chicken and the egg problem where we need the data to build the product,
Okay.
and we need the product to be able to sell it, right? And so
Absolutely. So my only feedback would be, I think, to the extent that you do want to raise more venture money, I would look at ways to see how you can increase that number, because
okay,
every venture-backed business wants to get to $1 million, $100 million in revenue,
okay,
like in 10 years, right? Like,
right.
so you would be pretty far away from traditional venture currently. All right, everyone. Any other questions out there?
How can we help me? How can the audience help
She's
us?
still got 1minute and 10 seconds left. I know someone out there. Nick, I know you have a question. Like, you always have a question. It's sometimes a good question too.
So the audience can help us by connecting us to the brewers. Please, we really need to get to know their process.
Yeah.
And by
So
voting
Allison,
for us.
how can the audience help you? All right, we need connections to brewers. We need to find any access to potentially other grants. Okay, this is great, wonderful. Look, it's I'm gonna give 5 more seconds for questions. Is there any last questions out there? If not, we will be able to move on. But you did good on your slides, considering you had 4 seconds 50 times in a row. All right. Well, thank you so much, Maria. It's been a pleasure. We will tell you how to vote for Maria in just a little bit. Okay. All right. So next up, we have another classic from here in Colorado. We've got Olivia. She's ready. I see you're smiling, so I'm going to bring her in. We're about to get going. Now, this time I'm going to properly time it because I have another clock here. So I'm going to use that one instead. All right. So Olivia, just tell me when you're ready and we'll get going.
Welcome to Alpen Life. Next. What's the worst part of a mountain resort employee's week? Damage control from long lift lines, full parking lots, closed trails and lifts, and poor incident response. Mountain resorts waste time and money managing multiple apps and channels for ineffective communications. Whiteboards such as this one at the bottom of each lift is one example of these existing channels. Our fast and easy solution is the One Mountain Sports platform for all mountain resorts that provides direct communication channels to and from mountain sports enthusiasts, much like what Waze.com does for road travel. Next, mountain resorts will manage app-to-radio communications through the back-end dashboard for safety tracking, vital communications, marketing messaging, and collecting data trends. Next, on the user side, the mobile app ensures engaging touch points to mountain sports enthusiasts before, during, and after their adventures. Next, we've successfully completed a friends and family round, 1 patent, graduated accelerators, secured 2 grants, onboarded a brand partner, and have over 200 users. Next. Our revenue model includes annual subscriptions for mountain resorts at $25,000 and brand partner advertising averaging $55,000. The market is vibrant with almost 6,000 mountain resorts worldwide and 140 million potential end users. Next, annual revenue projections are $45,000 in 2021.
Time's up. Time's up. Uh-oh. But you know what? There's an interesting opportunity that don't tell anyone. I often encourage people, if this happens, that sometimes I say, hey, the first question I get is, what's your next slide? But I can't ask it. So someone else maybe can ask it for you. All right, everyone. That was Olivia. We welcome your questions. So come on, someone's going to have a question here. If not, I will ask a question. I don't see any yet. There's always a lag because the YouTube part lags a little bit. All right. So let me ask a question for you. How do you make money?
So we make money through annual subscriptions to the mountain resorts as well as brand partners. Like that?
Oh, Allison, too late. I guess that gets her one more slide then, right? But so can you unpack a little bit more about the business model? Like, so is the mountain resort paying $25,000 per month, per year or something, or month, or?
Annually, yes.
Okay,
annual
great.
subscription, correct, yes. And that is on a sliding scale. Many resorts are of different sizes, as well as total skier visits. And so we want to make sure that it's as even as possible across the board.
Interesting, interesting. So we have a question that came in. Olivia, this is great. What are the data requirements? How hard will it be to use the app, your app, with a poor reception like there is usually up there?
That's a good question. So we are working on a technology that would allow the vital communications to be sent from one user to another within 40 feet. And the great aspect of people in the mountains is that they're always moving. And so the chances of getting that signal out are pretty realistic and within 3 to 5 minutes for low reception areas.
Here's another question from Karen. Who are your competitors?
So we have, within our competitors, we have mostly winter-based competitors, and those are Icon, Epic, Snollage, and On the Slopes. And many of those track that user data, such as speed and snow reporting that is spun by marketing departments. So what we're trying to do is, unlike those other mountain sports apps, we want to encourage year-round activity at all mountain resorts. So that's weddings, hiking, climbing, mountain biking, all seasons, including the snow sports.
Interesting. Someone asked about the other slide, so I'm showing it just in case. Nick says Karen had a great question. I wonder why Nick thought that. Here's another question from Luis. How do you plan to get past the resorts' that's a tough one. Resorts' resistance to yet another app?
That's a great question, actually. So we believe that the door has been opened by COVID. And because the resorts have been able to embrace new COVID policies, such as parking reservations, etc., I think that at this point, they're more open than they ever have been for new technology. And also, we're focusing on year-round activities. I spoke to the executive director of National Ski Patrol, and she was saying how last summer was the first time that they had not only ski patrol, but bike patrol during the summer. So we see that expansion into year-round, and we want to support that.
Very cool. No problem, Luis. Luis actually has another good question here. Do you plan to incentivize users to participate since they don't want to waste time worrying about an app when they're there to ski?
Okay, yes, again, awesome question. So oftentimes when you use mountain sports apps, you are having to download multiple apps. So let's say you're going to Vail, you have to download Epic. You go to Aspen, you download Icon. You go to Schweitzer, you download Schweitzer, etc. So the cool part about this is that it works at all mountains with or without the mountain resort's participation. Now, there are features that don't work without the mountain resort's participation, but most of them still work. So 75% of all features still work, and you can communicate between mountain sport enthusiasts while you're on the mountain.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Olivia. That was a great presentation. I know it's hard going fast in this odd universe we live in of presenting inside a software you've never seen before. But thank you. We will have a chance to chat with Olivia later as well. And we will get right into it. So who do we have next? Ian, are you ready, my friend? Yes, he's got a thumbs
ready
up.
as ever.
Let's get going. Oh, hold on. Let me first put the timer on again. Not the fancy 4-second timer.
For how long?
Really? No, let's don't say her name. Don't say her name.
Yeah.
All right.
Alexa.
Ian, I have headphones out. You can't get that one by. All right. Let me know when you're ready and I will advance.
I'm ready. Hi, everyone, and welcome to OneBook. At OneBook, we're recreating the way that we connect with local service professionals, looking to create a more transparent, safe, and efficient way of connecting and booking with these pros. Next. The problem today is that online marketing tools really don't help these service professionals connect with our customers. They're charging these service professionals fees for these lead generation tools, and about 90% of all these service transactions are still happening word of mouth and offline. Next. Our solution is a one-to-one peer-to-peer connection that allows homeowners to find independent service professionals in their area and book directly into their schedule. Pros will now be compared to other pros and not businesses in the area, and will have a chance to compete in their local area. Next. Our product will allow the customer to search, find, and review and compare all the individual pros based on their experiences, their prices, their booking fees, and know that each one of our pros goes through a background check and business verification. Next. They also have a smart booking tool to book directly again into their calendars, and they do this by paying a booking fee. Next. We take $5 from each booking fee, and we'll also have a subscription about $10 a month or $100 a year. Next. The market is gigantic. There's about 120 million households in the US. Of that, about 150 million are using these word-of-mouth services. Next. Our go-to-market strategy is to piggyback on these through Nextdoor, Craigslist, and Facebook, and empower these customers to connect directly with these service professionals.
All right, Ian, you almost made it, but you know how the cookie crumbles. 99 seconds is a hard thing, but I liked your pacing. It was good. Let's go. Nick, I can't tell if this question was for the previous presentation pitch or the current one. That's a good question, though. But let me start the timer here. Does anyone have questions for Ian about OneBook? All right, here you got a free one here. What's the next slide? All right. You want to explain this one?
Sure. Yeah, our competition is vast. It's a very crowded market, but nobody is really allowing a direct scheduling tool with these independent professionals where you can see each transparent information on each professional. So
interesting. All right. Let's pretend this question was for you. Nick was asking, what type or how much customer validation have you received?
Yeah, I've gathered a lot of information. Again, there's a lot of offline of these transactions happening. So it's really hard to gather that data and figure out how many of these connections are happening just because they are really organic phone calls, organic connections, word of mouth. But you know, when you look at these competitors, they still have such a hard time, and it takes a long process for them to find the people that are going to come into their homes to provide a quality service.
Okay, well, so Karen has a good question. Are you live now, and how many users do you have?
No, we're not. I launched last year with the beta site, but we're about to relaunch this month. Hopefully, cross my fingers. But we're getting ready. We have a list of service professionals that are going to be ready to go once we do launch.
Got a lot of questions here. All right, let's go. Wait, who said that? How many service providers do you have? And I'm not sure where that one goes with, but what is to prevent them from doing so?
Okay, so we have probably about 10 qualified service professionals. We are starting in the Denver area, the Highlands Ranch area specifically. And right now, it's mainly just that we don't have a product. We're doing everything manually, so we're pushing them through their background checks, you know, trying to get all their transparent information so we can put that up for their profile. But, you know, a lot of them are coming back to me saying they're too busy to get into another or try to be in an online tool. So, you know, once we have that product, you know, we're going to be able for them to go at their own pace. But right now it's a lot of manual work, you know, back and forth, working with these people to get them fully qualified. So.
Okay. Allison has a question. What markets are you currently in, or where are you planning to be?
Right. And again, we are going to start in the Denver market. You know, we want to perfect the Denver area and allow these connections to be made one-on-one. But we're gonna, be in a spot where service professionals can sign up and share with their current client base, with their family, their friends, their previous clients, and then branch out. If they want to be made public, they can choose to do so. If they want to be private, they can choose to do so. But our goals are definitely, the sky's the limit. We want to go nationwide and eventually global.
So Nick had a question. I think this is probably on a lot of people's minds, just like what prevents a contractor and the homeowner from sort of doing the payments outside of OneBook?
Oh, that's a great question. They can definitely do so no matter what. It's really the convenience of being able to go in directly to the service professional schedule, see when they're available, instead of the back and forth or even them not answering a phone call, right? You get to see exactly when they're available and book directly into their schedule as if it were a priority booking tool.
But how does the circumvention, is there a way to prevent that? Like this is a classic problem everyone has. Like, oh, I do business with you. I stay at your Airbnb, whatever it may be.
Right.
What causes people to?
Yeah. So we're not taking any cut from the service charge. So really, we just want to make that connection easier and allow that booking process to happen. The full service charge is something that we want them to allow, and it's their job. We're just simply the third party connecting these two individuals. So. It's the convenience of them booking into a schedule. If they want to go around and spend a lot of time and stress, going around us, then so be it. But we'll definitely be the easiest way for you to connect with those service professionals.
Great. Yeah, Nick had a question of just like, could you do a subscription model? But we are at time. Dave, I'm going to let Nick answer his question, but I don't see your slides, so you need to share your screen. So yeah, I'll give Dave a second. Why don't you answer this question?
Yeah, that was in my pitch. We definitely plan on having a subscription model for contractors. The first 6 months is going to be completely free. And then after that, we'll give them a free month to try it out and see if it works for them. But we're planning to charge about $10 a month or $100 a year. So, it's almost as cheap as a Netflix subscription.
Okay, awesome. All right, Ian, thank you. You'll have a chance for voting for Ian later. Now we're going to head over to Dave. Let's see what Dave's doing.
Righty. So that's
Are you
there.
Not using slides, Dave?
Yes, I have some slides here. Let me share screen.
Jaspel, I also need your slides because I don't see your screen shared here either.
Let's see. Allow.
Don't worry, everyone. This is how it goes when you do things live.
Fiddle faddle. I see. Here we go. Entire screen. That's what I need. All right. Hopefully. All righty. Let's go to.
Right.
Whoops. One too many. One of these things that's like super easy when you're not on the spot, Here we go. And away we go.
All right. You are up. I will tell you when your time is expired.
All righty.
Go for it.
Hi. I don't know if you remember the story of Aaron Ralston, a trap climber in the movie 127 Hours. Well, if Aaron had had the Adventure Safely app, he might not have had to cut off his hand. The patented Adventure Safely app exploits little pockets and crumbs of even barely usable cell coverage to periodically transmit your location. While it is doing this, it is also using crowdsourcing to generate the most accurate cell coverage maps in the world. The picture in the lower left is an example. There's mostly no cell coverage in that area, but if you go to the green icons, there's enough cell coverage to send a text and get help. Nobody else has maps like this because nobody else has thought of our patented strategy. The total addressable market in the outdoor recreation space is $460 billion, or 2.1% of the U.S. GDP. Of that, our serviceable obtainable market, I'm estimating at $250 million within the dual sport and adventure motorcycling niche, which is what I'll be exploring first. Our business model is to provide a free app that generates data when people use it. Then we sell the data. I'm estimating that with 10 million outdoor loving customers, selling maps to them for $25 a year, we'll have annual revenue of $250 million. The team is just me right now, David Thomas. I have a master's degree in computer science. I'm a former Bell Labs engineer. I'm seeking another team member, another developer to work alongside me for equity right now so that I can move this project along more quickly. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Pretty much on time. Real quick, Jospel, I still don't see your slides. Can you please share them now? Thank you.
Shall I stop sharing now so I can see you guys?
You can stop sharing. Yeah, Dave.
All right.
All right. So we got 4 minutes for questions. Who's got a question for David? All right. I don't see any. Well, oh, he did all the slides, I think.
I did all the slides, yeah.
He did all the slides, Nick. Thank you for trying, though.
Yeah.
All right,
I could
got
throw in some slides from my 5-minute pitch or something.
No, we're good. How will you bring folks in who don't want to pay and don't want to offer up their data?
So here's the thing. The data that we're gathering is not personally identifiable information. It's data, it's information anonymously gathered about where it is and is not possible to send a text message. So we get these, that's the information we're gathering. So it's not really sensitive in any particular way. And basically, just to clarify again in the business model, we provide the free app that provides a useful functionality of helping you get help faster if you get in trouble in a remote area. And then while people are using the free app that gathers the data we'll use to make the maps, which is in turn the product that we will sell. Hopefully that clears it up.
Interesting. The High Sierra has a question. Do the people need is there another app for following the hiker?
Well, currently there is not, and we're looking at revisiting, changing around how some of this works. Currently what it does is it just sends a text message to somebody back home, like your spouse, loved one, best buddy. They're going to get text messages throughout your hike or adventure that have a Google Maps link, and they can touch that and see a pin drop. Oh, he's here, he's here, he's here. Oh, I haven't heard from him in a while. He's probably out of cell coverage. Oh, now he's over here. And so the idea is you don't show up when you're expected. They have a lot better idea where to find you. So that's the short version. There's also some tricks you can do to help you find cell coverage if something bad happens in a remote area. And one line I forgot to mention in the thing that's right in my pitch that I forgot is just that this could be really useful. Those maps can be really useful if you need to know, for example, how far you're going to have to drag yourself with that broken leg to get to cell coverage, just as an example. So that's, yeah,
that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Okay.
John said not a question, but he loves what you're doing, and especially that you're starting in a niche. Allison has a good question. You sort of named a fairly large number, 250 million. You were not as conservative, I think, as say Maria was. But how do you get to $250 million in revenue?
Okay, so here's what my strategy is. My marketing so far has been through Google Ads, which you can target geographically with quite a lot of precision. And so I thought one of the first things I would do is just target an area like Estes Park, which is right next to Rocky Mountain National Park. There's 4 million people that visit Rocky Mountain National Park every year. So maybe with a few $1,000s worth of Google ads, we can get enough people running around in Rocky Mountain National Park to get a map developed, to gather the data for that map. Then we sell that map from the validation I've done. It seems that people are willing to pay $10 for a cell coverage map of a place like Rocky Mountain National Park that they're going to visit. And so then, we have a very low cost to develop the map and a large amount of, potential customers for that map. And so in terms of how big can we grow, that's, not to sound cliche, but the sky's the limit. And so, for example, just if I'm looking at just dual sport motorcycle, and Google ads are expensive, $1.64 a pop. That was from my experience. But going back to how big can we grow, the 10 million outdoor, recreationalists for $25 a year, that's a fraction of this enormous market. There are 65 million dual sport motorcyclists in the world. So just getting a fraction of them, something like half of all the adults in the United States engage in an outdoor activity of some sort at least once a year. So the market is, I feel like I had to shrink it down to get to the 250 million. So
we have a good friend named Paul who runs a company called Atlas Guides.
Oh, cool.
You should chat with him. And he's been at it for a while. He's the leader in long haul hikes.
Oh, interesting.
And the market is not that big, but he's doing walkers, or people who are walking.
Okay.
So, it just may be useful for you to have a conversation with him.
We can connect about that afterwards.
Yeah. Also, have you heard of Olivia at Alpenlife? Because she needs some cell phone tracking stuff also.
Yeah, Olivia and I have been talking.
All right. Well, that is our time. Thank you, David. We will.
Thank you very much.
A chance to vote for David shortly, and also an opportunity to ask questions at the after party. Okay, Jaspal, you are up next. I've got your slides. Let me just set the clock back over here.
Okay, and when you get when you only 30 seconds left, if you can just alert me, because I would be looking at my slides. I won't know if it's 30 seconds left or not. Okay,
I'll do this. No.
Okay. All right.
I will call out for you when it is 30 seconds.
All right.
Just tell me when you're. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Jaspal, company named Dining Tech, and what we do is we have created a AI-powered business development engine for food and dining industry. When I say food and dining industry, restaurants, food trucks, cafes, and then the wholesale food suppliers. About 2 years ago, we were presented a unique problem. The restaurants expressed to us that they do not have a digital partner which is on their side. They said that they have the digital partners who are third-party platforms, and these platforms, they are constantly in the loss, like Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash of the world. These restaurants, they complain that we are constantly in the loss, and they need a reliable digital partner who's on their side. And they also said that these platforms promote themselves and they don't promote us. We need a digital partner who is on our side. So we did the market study and we looked at what are the needs for this industry. And we figured that the problem is common to the food trucks, cafes, etc. And these were the set of the things that they were asking. They wanted their own app, at least a majority of them. They said, we need our own online ordering system under our own brand name. We want you to solve the reservation problem. And we would also like to solve the marketing problem by doing marketing automation. So fast forward, with my background, we came up with a unique system that would create their own app under their own brand, their online ordering, take care of their reservation, also do the marketing automation. This all would not be possible if you do not use the AI and machine learning. With my background in that space, I decided to put something together. And fast forward, here is the traction. We currently are already in the 5 states. We have more than 100 restaurants using our system.
Time's up. Jaspal, time's up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let me. Can you can stop sharing your screen actually? So that.
Okay, sure. Okay, here we go.
I'm not sure if you might not be able to.
So
see
where I was last is that we have more than 100 restaurants and 5 states. Thank you.
Okay, so any questions for Jaspal? Come on, I know all you guys were warming up your questions, waiting for that lag to get over. So you were saying you have, Nick said next slide. It's too complicated, Nick. But yes, so you were saying, can you tell us a little bit more about your traction, which is what you were about to sort of.
Absolutely. So we are currently in 5 states and we have more than 100 restaurants using our platform.
Which states? Linda is asking.
No, we are in Illinois, we are in Colorado, we are in Arkansas, we are also in Tennessee, and to my surprise, we have customers in Wyoming too.
Interesting. Well, Allison was asking what markets. So I get, is it anyone can sign up to use this, or do you have to like actually, onboard them?
At this point, I think there is a step that we have to get their menu, and then after that, everything is automated. So we do have to
Okay.
get their menu. So they could do self sign up, but the step in between is that I think we have to upload that menu, and after that, a system is going to create their app, their online ordering, and also you could configure your marketing plan as well, and then it can build from there. So we are focusing heavily on automation in the next phase, and yeah.
Okay. Maria is asking, how do you make money?
Excellent question. I think we have a subscription-based model, and also we have the for the business that we bring it to these guys, particularly the online orders or reservation, they give a small percentage of that, and that depends upon. It could be as little as 5% per order or 10% per order, and the subscription is if they are choosing a market access to our marketing system, a marketing engine, then they pay a monthly subscription fee depending upon what level of marketing they get.
So Luis has a question. How do you win the trust of the restaurants?
By producing results. I think what we say is you can try us out for 60 days without paying any subscription fee, without paying us per order fee. Just try us out, then compare us with Uber Eats and DoorDash and the Grubhub. And then our results speak for itself. So when we signed up these restaurants, we say how much is competitor producing, put that X amount. You put our system as in parallel, and then see within 16 days how much is the take home to in your bank, how much you get to keep. What we notice that our competitors was taking as high as 45%. So the restaurants were losing, if the $100,000 worth of order, $45,000 were going to competitors. With our system, the restaurant is getting to keep as high as 95% of that revenue to themselves, and up to 5% is what we charge. And we are coming up with a new model also that restaurant can keep up to 98% as well, even reducing that as well. So constantly keeping that vibe, that improving the business model, so they get to keep the majority of the money take home and give a small percentage to us. So I think our result is the best business model that we discovered.
And what's your drop off or conversion, I guess, at that 60-day window? Is it high? How many people?
None of the restaurants have dropped us off. We have not a single one. Particularly in the COVID days, I think they wanted more revenue. So that was another plus point. And another key thing around trust is that we are restaurant driven. Our team have restaurant advisors. One of the key team member and management team member, she owns 6 restaurants in Colorado. Her name is Annie Vick. She's the owner of the Pinocchio's restaurant. So we have a good product market fit that in the beginning, we have collaborated with 6 restaurants to make sure, 10 restaurants to make sure we have a good product market fit based upon their need. And anything that we developed, we make sure that it is a best structured for the restaurant industry. And if they are not profitable, we don't roll out that product.
Got you. And I think you answered this, but it seems your thought is that people would use you exclusively. No, it's not that you're signing an exclusive agreement; just it wouldn't make sense to use the other things.
No, I think it's they could still use Grubhub, they could still use DoorDash, but we are a parallel system. Hey, keep the system that you have. We don't want to disrupt that, but we want to give you another avenue, and then you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose, or you could keep both. I think in what we noticed in the COVID days, they were using everybody, including us. And now, as they're coming out of the COVID, they're toning themselves down. It's like they're saying we want to keep the system that keeps the majority of the revenue to us, as they were losing to the DoorDash and the Grubhub. So what we are seeing is they are choosing us versus those guys.
Got you. Okay, well, that's time. I hope everyone got a chance to ask some questions. I know we had a couple more, so I encourage all of our entrepreneurs and founders to keep an eye on the chat, because folks were asking questions maybe that we didn't get to, or maybe you want to provide a different answer for the archive for later. So let's talk now. What are we doing next? So here's what's up. We're going to vote. Okay, so let me explain how the voting works. The way that we pick winners at Founders Live is the audience actually is the one who selects that winner. And so all of you have had an opportunity to hear these great pitches from our founders. You've gotten a chance to ask some questions to figure out which one is the best in your point of view. And now we're going to give you the chance to actually do that voting. So what I'm going to do is, what you need to do is you need to go over to here. It's denvervoting.founderslive.com. If you want to scan a QR code, if you're watching on your phone, I don't know how that works. But you can type in denvervoting.founderslive.com and vote for the company that you like the most. And I'm going to do the same. And I need to figure out where the results are. One second. All right. So everyone, is anyone having any trouble getting to that URL? Let me know and I will try to help if I can. Wow. Dun, dun. So we, if I base this on the number of viewers that I can see, we somehow have more voters than we do viewers. It's interesting when that happens, but it's possible on the internet. But we may need to bring in the election fraud monitoring people. Keep your voting coming. I see them coming in. I'll give it a minute or two more. How about this? Why don't we bring our friends back and they can all chat? I think you all have the voting URL at this point. Maria's in Founders Live jail, it seems, right there. Let's put it this. Let's go this way. While we wait for our votes to process, how was the experience? How was your 99-second pitches? Share that little of that with everyone.
Oh gosh, 99 seconds is nothing. Pressure. Yeah. Tripping over the words and everything.
They say your average VC spends like less than 60 seconds looking at your deck. So
yeah.
99 seconds is so much time.
Right.
I think what I like is the question Q&A part. Sorry to interrupt, Maria. I think the Q&A part, it triggers new thoughts. Some of the questions that came were very powerful. It's like, particularly the last set of questions that came that, is it exclusive or inclusive, how that part work and how you roll out the market strategy and all that. So that really gives a new kind of thinking. And I'm thinking, that we need to hone in on that part, so focus on that part more.
Wait. Maria shared the link on Twitter for voting. I'm not, I'm not going to say anything about that because you know what? You got to be smart about how you play this game. And at this point, I'm only giving you all a chance to try and catch up. How are our commenters doing out there? Any new comments? All right.
Greg, can you also talk a little bit more about the founders craft and the help that you do through the community a little bit more?
Let me actually hold on one sec. Let me just get that link for the Luis. Let me put the link into the chat. That's a great idea. Why didn't I think about that? Because I only had one drink. I promise. Here, let's put. Nick says he shared it on Clubhouse. I know he's lying because Nick doesn't even have Clubhouse. All right, maybe he does, but you can't share links on Clubhouse, Nick. So yeah. It's been interesting times. I think, so Nick, for everyone who doesn't know, is my colleague and friend, and we run 1 Million Cups on Wednesdays. And so Nick is super involved in the community as well. I think on April 6th, we're going back to real life for a hybrid meeting. So if you want to pitch, if you want to present, Nick will correct me. So if you want to do a 6-minute presentation, right, it's another good opportunity, but it's a nice part of the community. So I still see votes coming in, but there's a fairly clear winner here. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to remove you one by one, and the person who's left is the winner. How's that sound?
We need some Jeopardy music or something like that.
Oh, let me see. Do I have? I have that one. Nope.
No.
Nope. Oh, the transition. Okay, here we go. Let's remove some people now. All right. Bye, 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 bye. And guess who won? Better Brew won. There are still some court cases that may be filed, in this election. However, you had a great pitch. I still think your numbers are too conservative, but anything you'd like to say, anything you've learned, in particular, any other ways that we can help now that you are the winner and you have $10,000 to spend?
Ooh, I'm rich. Well, not me, Jeff Bezos. So no, I think we have been doing this for 3 years. We started with a completely business model, and just recently pivot towards this beer solution. And I think the best thing for us has been to fall in love with problems and not with the solution. And so always really trying to find a problem that we are equipped to solve. That has been, I think, the key to keep us even through the hard moments, because there have been hard moments. And right now what we are really looking for is really those connections to breweries. I think because we are really wanting to solve a problem and develop a solution that they need. And it's selfless in a sense, because then we will have a market, so making sure that we have the right solution for that problem is what we're looking for. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. They say do something you love, because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to be doing it for a long time.
Right.
Before you get it right. All right, Maria, we're going to have a quick 30-minute kind of after party right after this. So I'm just going to share some details for folks, but it was great. Congratulations. Did a great job, as did everyone. And I thank you all for being here. So let's just some last minute housekeeping things before we go to the after party. If you would like to pitch at the next Founders Live Denver, you can head over to foundercraft.com/founderslive. I put a link for it into the chat as well. That will give you an opportunity to apply. I gather some data, try to figure out who's the best fit for our group and our meeting and our city. So feel free to go there, shoot that in your information in, and consider you for the next event. In addition, it is time to go hang. There's a chance to come celebrate, bring a drink, meet the other founders, meet other entrepreneurs that are in the city. I should have copied this. But let me get the link real quick for that, and I will drop it into here as well. But yes, join us for the after party for a quick hang. Founders Live, like I said, is a really fun event. It's great when we get back in person. We will do it in person as well. But there are a number of these events going on all the time. If you like this format, if you like the experience, I definitely encourage you to find one of the other events that we have going on. There's almost always one going on, like every day practically. Allison is a good resource. Check out founderslive.com. Become a member. It lets you connect with other entrepreneurs. It lets you find new sources of mentors as well. It's a great environment. I highly encourage you to get involved and become part of our community. If you want to hang with us, head over to this URL. I just put a bit.ly link in there. I will put it in the private chat as well for all of our friends who presented today. We're going to go over there and hang out. It's a little like kind of an environment you can sit down at different tables. The founders will stick together until there's a reason to split up. But thank you for being here today, and we look forward to having you at the next Founders Live event, which I think is in a couple of months. I will send an update out and schedule that event up soon. I believe it's in 2 months from now, though. So thank you all. Thank you all of our entrepreneurs. It's been awesome. It's been fabulous. I will see you at the after party. I will stay here a little longer while everyone heads over there, just to make sure. If you have a question you can't get in, then by all means, leave a comment and I will try to help you. All right, everyone. I'll see you over at Airmeet. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, how do I start this Airmeet thing up here now? Upcoming. I still see my founders there, so I guess they're making their way over there. Let's get into this thing here. right. Start it. Okay, here we go. All right. Anyone having problems getting into the air meet? I see. Enter the venue. Okay, I think I see everyone who's probably coming over there. Let's get, I don't want to do that, skip. All right, cool. We're in the air meet. So Maria and Dave, you can head over there as well. I hope you have the link. Okay, and I'll see you over there. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Enjoy it. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.